There is a version of you that nothing can touch, not a rumor, not a rival, not a cruel remark, not the slow, grinding weight of other people's opinions. That version exists. It is not built through louder arguments. It is not built through sharper comebacks. It is built through 7 principles, counterintuitive and quietly devastating in their logic. Once you understand them, you will never look at power the same way again. What follows is not a pep talk. It is a reckoning with everything you were taught about strength, a dismantling of all of it, beginning now. The hard truth is this: most of what you believe about handling people has been making you weaker for years. And it ends here. The first law is about attention. It begins with a realization most never arrive at. Your attention is not something you give away freely. It is a currency, arguably the most valuable one you carry. Time without directed attention is an empty account. Scatter focus across drama and noise, and you end up depleted entirely. Wherever your attention lands, power follows. Every moment you give someone your mental energy, you are making an investment. Like any serious investor, the only question worth asking is what the return looks like on your energy spent. When you fire back at someone not worth your time, what exactly do you gain from that exchange? When you spend 3 hours replaying what a coworker muttered over lunch, what does that cost you in truth? The answer is always the same. You pay a heavy price for nothing. The exchange costs everything it touches. People who have built genuine psychological power treat their attention like a disciplined investor treats capital, with precision. They do not scatter it. They do not pour it into situations that will never produce results. They are ruthless. They are ruthlessly selective. When they focus on you, it means something. Their attention carries weight as its own influence. Practical shift is simple though not easy. Before giving your response, your time, your energy, ask one question. Does this actually deserve it? Not whether politeness demands it, not whether someone will think less of you, just whether the thing in front of you has earned access to you. If it has not, you move on. No guilt, no second guessing, no explanation owed to anyone. Move forward with absolute clarity and quiet resolve. The people who built lasting power never responded to everything. They built a filter, invisible but iron, that held. They only let what genuinely mattered pass through it. The second law reframes something most people have gotten completely wrong. Silence. We live in a culture that rewards noise. The loudest voice wins attention in almost every room. The person who always has a comeback is called quick-witted. The one who never backs down is called strong. And because of that cultural conditioning, silence has come to feel like retreat, like weakness, like losing entirely. That reading is almost entirely backwards. When someone attacks and you fire back, you have validated them completely. You have confirmed their words carried enough weight to pull you into a fight on their terms entirely. You entered their arena. You played by their rules. You burned your energy doing it on their ground. Even when you win the argument, you have handed them a map of your pressure points for next time. You have shown them exactly where to aim next time. But when someone attacks and you say nothing, everything shifts. Silence, in the right moment, is the most psychologically destabilizing response you can give to anyone attacking you. The human brain is wired to expect a reaction. When someone throws a verbal punch and hits empty air, vertigo. They do not know what to do with it. They expected resistance and got nothing. That nothing starts working on them. They question themselves. They wonder whether you even noticed. They wonder whether they matter enough to register at all. The uncertainty is genuinely tormenting for people counting on a reaction. Meanwhile, you have already moved on completely. They are fighting a battle you are not even participating in, and they are losing it without your involvement. This is what real psychological strength looks like. Not the most devastating comeback, not the perfect insult delivered perfectly, just the calm, quiet signal communicating something far more powerful. You do not register. You are not worth acknowledging. Machiavelli observed this dynamic repeatedly in the courts and councils of Renaissance Italy across his long observation. Leaders who survived the longest were not the ones who argued the loudest. Silence was their most powerful tool. There is another dimension worth understanding. Every word you speak is information. Every explanation reveals what you care about. Every time you defend yourself, you show people where your soft spots are. Anyone interested in controlling you notes this. Silence gives them nothing, no emotional tells, no map of your vulnerabilities, no data to exploit whatsoever from you. You become, in a very real sense, unreadable. And unreadable people are nearly impossible to control by anyone. The third law is about scarcity. It applies far more personally than most people realize. Human beings value inaccessibility. Human beings are hardwired to value what they cannot always access, and to discount what is always available to them. Scarcity signals value. Abundance signals disposability. This is not a quirk. It is baked into our psychology permanently. Think about someone always there, always available, always dropped everything the moment you called without hesitation or condition. How did you feel about them over time? Probably something between comfort and a mild, creeping indifference toward them. You did not value their presence as you should have. It cost you nothing to access them. That was the problem. Now think about someone who was selective, someone whose attention felt like it had to be earned through genuine effort, someone who showed up fully when they did show up, but was not perpetually on call for every minor request. You probably thought about that person. You wondered what they were doing. You valued those moments of connection deeply, because those moments felt real and earned. That is not manipulation. That is psychology, and strategic people use it deliberately. The principle is not about being flaky or withholding. It is about being intentional with your presence in all situations. Show up fully when you show up. Pull back when something or someone has not earned your full presence yet. Stop being the person who responds to everything within 30 seconds. Let a considered pause become your natural default. Stop rearranging your entire schedule every time someone needs something. Your time is not theirs to commandeer freely. Stop making yourself so available that your presence becomes ambient noise in other people's lives. This happens silently. People take for granted what feels permanent and unlimited. Let your availability reflect your actual priorities, nothing more. Watch how quickly your perceived value shifts when people begin to sense your presence is given, not guaranteed to them. Fourth law concerns non-reaction. It may be the hardest to execute and the most rewarding once fully mastered. Most strategically minded understood, your non-reaction is more powerful than any reaction you could ever produce today. Someone tries to provoke you through an insult or passive-aggressive comment. They are running a deliberate strategy against you. What they want is to take the wheel, steer your emotional state, make you angry, defensive, flustered by their action. The moment you react the way they intended, they have succeeded. You handed them control without realizing what happened. But when you do not react, when you look right through them, when you continue completely undisturbed, something fascinating happens. The human brain runs on feedback loops. We act, and we expect results. When you react, the loop closes completely. They know their action had impact. They learn what works. But when you do not react, the loop stays open. There is no resolution. Their brain keeps running the same sequence, searching for a response that simply never comes. That open loop is psychologically consuming. It creates a low-grade obsession. They replay the moment endlessly in their mind. They wonder why it did not land. They question themselves. And all that mental energy is being spent on you. While you are spending zero energy on them, they are fighting a battle you have not even entered or noticed. Non-reaction is not passivity. It is a statement. It says, without words, you have no grip on me whatsoever. The fifth law requires an honesty most people resist. Not everyone in your life deserves to be there at all. This is not harshness. It is one of the most compassionate recognitions available to you in any situation. You allow the wrong people in, you drain your own resources, and deprive the right people of your best self. There are 3 categories worth examining. The first is your adversaries. Not people who simply disagree with you. Healthy disagreement has genuine value. Adversaries are the ones actively working against you behind your back entirely. The ones who smile at your face and undermine you behind your back, who celebrate your stumbles quietly among themselves. The temptation is to expose them, confront them publicly. Make sure people know the truth about who they are. The strategic reality is different. Engaging with them gives them a platform. It pulls you down to their level. The correct move is to erase them. Not dramatically, not publicly, just quietly and completely without any announcement. Stop giving them your attention. Stop letting their existence shape your decisions. Keep building. Results will speak for you. Your success will be a far more devastating response than anything you could say to them directly at any moment. Second category is the chronic critics. People who never create anything, never build anything, never put work on the line. They sit on the sidelines and tear down everyone who does. They are not your problem. You owe them nothing at all. Not a response, not a defense, not even a moment of consideration. Critics need only one thing, an audience to perform for. The moment you stop providing one, they lose all relevance. Their volume without an audience becomes pure silence itself. The more you build, the louder they get. And the louder they get, the more obvious it is how threatened they are. Your success does not argue with their criticism. Your success makes their criticism irrelevant and completely beside the point. The third category is the most insidious, the energy drains. They look like friends and act like allies, but hollow you out. There is always a crisis. There is always an emergency requiring your emotional labor. Every conversation leaves you feeling exhausted. Whenever you try to set a boundary, you end up feeling guilty. Here is the truth: the crises do not end. Because the crises are not the point. The point is attention, specifically yours, and you have been supplying it generously. You have been supplying it because you are a decent person who does not want to abandon someone struggling around you. But pouring energy into a bottomless pit destroys you. It leaves nothing for the people who actually deserve your best. But cleanly, not with cruelty, not with a dramatic announcement. Just quietly, consistently, permanently redirect your energy forward. Quietly, consistently, permanently redirect your energy toward people who add to your life, rather than subtract from it. The sixth law is about building something internal. Most people never construct deliberately. It is called emotional sovereignty itself. It is the architecture that makes everything else in this framework possible. Without it, all the other laws remain incomplete. People get under your skin not because they are powerful, but because you have not yet built the internal structure needed. Emotional sovereignty does not mean you stop feeling things. It does not mean you become cold or detached from everything. What it means is that you are the one who decides what affects you, when, and how much. You are the governor. External events occur, but they do not automatically run your internal world. You are the governor of your own state. Most people operate in the opposite mode. They are emotionally reactive. A mildly critical comment collapses their mood entirely. Being ignored sends them spiraling into insecurity. A challenge to their decision makes them explode or go completely silent. Their internal state is almost entirely determined by external inputs, which means anyone who can manipulate those inputs controls them. First step toward sovereignty is honest self-awareness. Identify your specific triggers, the exact situations that knock you off balance. What makes you defensive? What makes you need to explain yourself? What makes you seek approval from those who cannot give it? Those triggers are the cracks in your armor. People will find them whether consciously or not and press on them. The second step is deliberate desensitization. Expose yourself repeatedly to the things that used to destabilize you until they stop. Not by avoiding them, but by facing them with increasing calm. Someone questions your competence, and instead of firing up, you get curious. Someone tries to embarrass you, and instead of shrinking, you stay grounded. The attempt slides off like water entirely. Someone tries to make you feel small, and the attempt just slides off. This takes time and practice, but it changes everything. On the other side of that practice, you become genuinely unmanipulable. People will try their old tactics and find they no longer work. When someone realizes their tools are useless against you, they either develop respect or they leave you alone. Both are excellent. The seventh and final law is the most sophisticated of all. In many ways, it is the hardest to accept fully. It runs completely against what the culture has been selling. Sometimes, the most powerful move is no move at all. We have been conditioned to believe that power is action, that winning means fighting, that constant production equals staying ahead. And so we exhaust ourselves. We fight every battle. We respond to every provocation as though each is an emergency requiring reply. Most of that frantic activity is wasted energy. Most of those battles were not worth fighting. Most responses were not necessary. And the cost of all that reactive effort is depletion of the resources you actually need for things that genuinely matter. Strategic inaction is the discipline of recognizing which situations will resolve themselves if you simply stay completely out of the way, and which ones actually require your involvement. Consider someone spreading rumors about you. The reactive move is damage control. Reach out to everyone who might have heard. Explain yourself. Defend your reputation. Try to get out ahead of the story. In doing all of that, you confirm the rumors are getting to you. You pour energy into a narrative you do not control. You make the situation far more significant than it probably needed to be. The strategic move is to do nothing at all. Keep showing up with integrity. Keep producing results. Keep being exactly who you are. Trust that what is real will speak. Trust that in time, what is real will speak louder than what is fabricated. Those who know you will know the truth. People who believe rumors over evidence were never truly in your corner to begin with. Let them go without ceremony. Consider another scenario. Someone is clearly trying to compete with you, watching your moves, mimicking your approach entirely. They are positioning themselves as your rival. The reactive move is to engage the competition, adjust your strategy to stay ahead. The strategic move is to ignore them completely, not with hostility, just with total and absolute indifference to their presence. Stay focused on your own path, your own vision, your own standard. Because the moment you start racing someone, you have lost. You have handed them the power to dictate your pace and direction. If you are not racing anyone, there is no race to lose. Strategic inaction is not laziness. It is not avoidance. It is the discipline of refusing to burn resources on unworthy battles. So that when you do move, you move with everything you have towards something that genuinely and completely matters to you. The people who master this develop a kind of gravitational pull that is difficult to explain, but impossible to ignore around them. They are not burning energy trying to convince anyone of their value. They are just living it, simply and completely. They are not chasing anyone, so people chase them. They are not proving anything, so their presence feels powerful and real. Their peace becomes its own form of influence. Their stillness becomes magnetic. Their absence from petty conflicts becomes a signal. They are playing an entirely different game, one most people have not even found the entrance to yet in their lives. 7 laws, all of them interconnected, all of them pointing toward the same place. Guard your attention as the most precious resource. Master silence as a strategic instrument. Make your presence something earned. Let non-reactions become your most powerful statements, always. Be precise about who gets space in your life. Build emotional architecture so solid that external chaos cannot find a foothold inside. And learn to win not only through action, but through the deliberate, strategic choice of stillness, when stillness is the answer. None of this happens overnight. Real transformation never does, but you do not need overnight. You need consistent, deliberate application. One interaction, one choice, one moment at a time. The next time someone tries to bait you into reacting, do not. Next time someone demands an explanation you do not owe them, let the demand hang in the air and walk away. The next time you feel the pull to prove yourself to someone who never believed in you, redirect that energy deliberately elsewhere. Redirect that energy towards someone or something that actually deserves it. The untouchable version of you is not in the future. It is being built right now, in every choice you make about where your energy goes and who gets access to you. Start protecting it like it matters, because it does. You are building something. Do not let people building nothing talk you off your path. Oh, be untouchable.